Hey guys. Hey YouTube. Hello YouTube. YouTube. Hello YouTube. We are live. Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. What is going on? What is up? What is up? It's Winning Wednesday. I was supposed to go live 10 a.m. Everything started happening at 10 a.m. So I could not go live. So this is the chance that I get, to go live. So hey YouTube, make sure you guys are sharing this with at least 5 of your friends, and let me know where you guys are coming in from, so I can shout you guys out. And I'm only going to be here for 10 minutes, and I'm going to talk about what's happening in the market, and why it's a problem right now, and how the rich is going to continue to get rich, and how the poor will continue to get poor, and how you need to start positioning yourself, right? Because everybody's just talking about the problem, but there is solutions, right? But we got to tap in, and we have to be open minded, to the solutions, that we need to have. So, hey YouTube. So when you guys come in, let me know where you guys are, coming in from. Let me know what you guys are doing. Hey Kim, how you feeling? I'm live from New York. Tonight is the Money Mentor in a Circle. So if you're not in the Money Mentor in a Circle, we're going to be talking about positioning yourself to build wealth. Positioning yourself to build wealth. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And I'm going to be going over a list of books, because we're also going to have a book club. So I'm going to be going over the list of books that you guys are going to need, every month or monthly, as we, continue to do the monthly Inner Circle, classes. So it's going to be called the Money Mentor Inner Circle, right? But it's a lot of stuff going on right now, right? It's a lot of stuff going on, right now. A lot of people may not understand, what's going on, in the world, in the financial world, in this whole sector of everything. Some people may feel uncertain, right now. Some people may feel bad, right now. Some people may say, you know what? I don't even want to think about it, right? Because it's just too much. And then it becomes too much to actually understand, as well. But I want you guys to understand this thing. There's something called economic downturns, right? There's times that things are good, and there's times that things are bad, right? That's just how life works, right? Life is like that, Some years are great, some years are terrible, some months are great, some months are terrible. Nobody has a great 20 years, right? Unless you're like a kid, and even kids have bad days and bad months, right? So we as adults, we have to understand what's really happening, right? We as adults have to understand what's happening, right? Because what's happening has happened before, right? What's happening right now, guys, has literally happened before. So this is not anything new, right? But if you didn't remember what happened years ago, then something's wrong with my eye. Oh God. If you didn't remember, guys, what happened years ago, then it's going to be like a shock to you now, right? Now, in the 1920s, I don't know if you guys remember, or if you studied this, or if you, was taught this in school, but in the 1920s, there was something called a Great Depression, okay, where banks collapsed, jobs was lost, people was losing their houses left and right. People had to deplete their savings. People had to start bartering, different things, right? So that was in the 1920s, right? And then when the pandemic came, people also thought that was going to be like a Great Depression, but it really wasn't because the Fed stepped in and gave everybody money. Everybody got money, right, in 2020, right? Whether it was a stimulus check, whether you got PPP money, whether you got SBA loans, whatever it was, right? Everybody got some type of money in 2020. So there's these cycles, right, that happens in life, right? And there's these cycles that happen in the economy because the economy is ran by people, right? People that make these decisions, and then we all have to abide by these decisions, or we all now have to, go with what, the Fed is doing. So the Feds is the one keep printing money. The states is the one that's distributing, the money. And then the people is us. We spend the money, or, we save the money, or we invest the money. So what happened with the Silicon Valley Bank, and what happened with them was that it was too many people that wanted their money out of the bank at the same time. Okay. Imagine the bank you may bank with. Let's just say Carver Bank, TD Bank, whatever, right? Let's just say you go to that bank and you and 10 other people, 20 other people, 30 other people that also have deposits as well in that bank. Hey, Kay, how are you? That also has those deposits. Everybody goes to the bank. Everybody goes to Carver Bank and say, I want to take my money out. Now, the bank has an option. They could say, okay, well, we're going to give everybody their money or not, right? So, just your money in the bank, you should be able to get it out. Unfortunately, what we didn't learn in school is something called fractional reserve banking, right? Where the bank can literally take 90% of your money and go make money on it, right? All they're doing is lending it out for people for credit cards. They're lending it out for homes. They're lending it out for cars. They're lending it out for businesses. They're lending it out, for personal loans, right? But I don't know if you guys know this, but in 2020, the government was now able to literally spend all of your money, not 90% anymore. They was able to now spend 100% of your money. So that means if you put $100 in the bank, the government will be able to take $100 and go put $100, into, giving somebody some money, right? And charging them interest on it, right? So what happened with the Silicon Valley Bank is that they pretty much over leveraged, right? They had all the money that they deposited, the money that was deposited was all out, right? So now when people wanted to now get their money, now you can't give everybody their money. You can't give everybody their money. So what happens when that happens? A collapse happened, right? Now the government stepped in and said, oh, we're going to insure everybody's money that was in the bank, right? But if you guys are following and listening to the real news, not the fake news, Nigeria, they still can't get their money out the bank. Venezuela, they still can't get their money out banks. In America, even though the government is saying that they're giving everybody their money back, everybody still has not got all of their money, right? So even though Silicon Valley was one of those banks, right, that was like one of the big banks, in America, guess what? Now that bank collapsed. First Republic Bank, it was another bank, Signature Bank, another bank, right, literally collapsed. And what happens is now people are running to the bigger banks, right? The JP Morgan. So JP Morgan by default is going to have more depositors, more people opening up bank accounts. And for real, my opinion, and you guys can let me know what your opinion is, right? But my opinion is simply that this is a plandemic. Just like COVID was a plandemic, I feel like this is a plandemic, right? And with this plandemic is to collapse the banks that they don't want no more, right? And then now we got to conform to that one world currency, right? That one world order, that new world order, right? Those things are coming. There's something called the Fed coin, if you guys don't know. There's something called the Fed coin. The Fed is coming out with their own cryptocurrency, which they already have it. Amazon is already coming out with their own cryptocurrency. Walmart already has their own money. They have Walmart money, right? So I feel like this is a plan. I don't feel like, oh, this just happened, right? Because I don't feel like the government just gonna let shit happen, right? Not on their watch, right? So I feel like this was a plandemic, right? So now all those people, right, they still wait for their money. Now what's gonna happen becomes a ripple effect because the smaller banks operate from the bigger banks, right? And then now what happens is it's more fear put into the universe, okay? It's more fear put into the economy. It's more fear put out into the world now, right? So what happens when people become fearful? Think about it for yourself. What happens when you become fearful? All right? What happens when you feel like you're hopeless? Like, what do you do when you also become fearful? People start to hoard money, right? They start to keep their money, right? They start cutting back, right? They start using credit cards more because now if you use credit cards, you can max out your credit cards and you can file bankruptcy. So you could run up all your credit cards and then go file bankruptcy, right? More people are going to be losing their homes. More people are going to be losing their minds. More people are going to be going into depression. And more people are going to be getting anxiety. And what that does to our health is that it now makes us sick. Living in fear and living depressed makes you sick. So now you got more ulcers. Now you got more heartaches. Now you got heart disease. Now you got cancer. Now you got thyroid problems. Now you got uterus problems. Now you got constipation problems, right? And it's all stemming from the fear of not having enough money, right? I want you guys to think about this for yourself. How many times have you been in fear or you felt like you couldn't breathe, right, when you didn't have any money? Think about that for yourself, right? How many times have you felt bad in fear, right, about money, right? A lot of people say, oh, now I can breathe because it's tax season, right? You know, one of my clients said, oh, now I can breathe because now, you know, she got $9,000 back from taxes. But I'm like, tax money is really not the goal. That's not how you build wealth. You know, you don't build wealth getting one check a year. Like that's not it, right? We got to understand how to get money, you know, throughout the whole year, right? So you want to be able to breathe, guys, every month, every day, every week, right? Not just one time a year, right? So unfortunately, all those people that have money in the bank, right? Now they're hoping and praying and wishing that the government does give them all their money back, right? And then now the smaller banks too will be changing their rules, right? The smaller banks will be tightening on lending, right? It's a lot of ripple effects that's going to happen. Now, if you can't get your money out the bank, right, and you lose your job, right, how can you pay rent? How can you go to the grocery store? Right? How can you do anything, really? How can you do anything, right? So it becomes a ripple effect. But here's the kicker to this, right? Make sure you guys hit the like button and share this with at least 5 friends. Here's what happens, right? Here is what happens. The rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. I didn't understand that when I was a kid. I used to hear it when I was a kid. I didn't understand the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Like, what in the world does that mean? Now I'm very clear what it means. In the bad economies, the rich still have resources. So the rich is still able to now buy more resources or get more resources, while the poor don't have resources. And then in a bad economy, they have less resources, so they can't even tap into more resources. So the poor gets poorer and the rich get richer. And that saying of the black culture will be at zero in the next 25 years is a true thing. Because right now, how many people actually have $10,000 in the bank? So what if you need to buy some gold, some silver? What if you need to start a business? What if you need to hire a coach? What if you need to go to an event that can help you change your life? Right? And then you don't have the money for it. You're only gonna get poorer. And if you only have that one income, you're gonna get poorer. That's really what it is. The rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer, right? So I don't want that for you guys. And hopefully you don't want that for yourself. So hopefully you're putting yourself in a position to win, right? Hopefully now you're seeing this as an opportunity to triple your net worth. So if you're worth 10,000, maybe you could be worth 50,000, right? When this is all said and done, right? But you got to get the knowledge and you need the money to be able to invest in yourself, right? You need the time to be able to invest in yourself. You need the mind capacity to be able to invest in yourself. Are you guys listening? Is this making sense? Type of number one, guys, if this is making sense to you. Hopefully this is making sense to you, because at the end of the day, guys, they didn't teach us this in school. They didn't teach us about economic downturns, right? They didn't teach us about, how to like save for rainy days. They didn't teach us about emergency funds. They didn't teach us about investing funds. They didn't teach us about, being able to budget, right? They didn't teach us about tripling our net worth. They didn't teach us about land and real estate and becoming landlords and all of this stuff. They didn't teach us this stuff, guys. Right? So unfortunately, as adults, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, when we start to see these economic downturns, right? And we start to see things going down, going up, going down, going up, guess what starts to happen? Right? Now we kind of get confused and our anxiety level goes through the roof. This is why I'm always talking about money. I talk about money on Facebook. I talk about money on YouTube. I talk about money on Instagram. I talk about money to my kids. I talk about money to my husband. I talk about money to my friends, right? I talk about money to strangers, right? Because we got to put ourselves in position, right? We got to put ourselves in position, and we can't be afraid to talk about money. Right? Money is everywhere, right? Money you need all the time. You need money from before you're born, the day after you die, and every day in between that time. So if we know this, why are we not getting money every day or every week, right? Now your job is one income. What about starting a business? Right? What about buying businesses? What about investing in stocks? Right? And people always get, scared about investing in stocks because they don't understand it. If you shop at Walmart, you should have Walmart stock. If you shop on Amazon, you should have Amazon stock, right? If you got T-Mobile, or you got Apple, or you already got an Apple iPhone, you should be investing in these companies because you're already spending money with these companies. You're already spending money with Apple. Right? You're already paying Apple. Now it's time for Apple to pay you, right? That's how I help people to understand investing in stocks. If you already have an iPhone, you already spent $2,000 on an iPhone. That iPhone ain't bringing you in no money. So now you need to invest in the stock so the stock can grow and make you some money, right? So it's really not a risk. When people say, oh, the stock market is risky, it's really not if you know what you're doing and if you got the right knowledge. If you have an Apple iPhone, you know Apple ain't going nowhere. You're not scared that Apple's going to drop, right? Or Apple's going to go out of business. You know you got your cell phone. You know you got your Apple Watch. They got the Apple computer. They got Apple this. They got all kind of Apple stuff. Now Apple's getting into the healthcare, right? So I feel like if whatever you are buying into or whatever company you're buying into, you should also have that stock so that stock and that company can bring you in money too. Right? Hopefully this is making sense, because nobody, guys, should be broke in the 21st century. No one should be broke, guys, in the 21st century. Hey, Kay, how are you? Nobody should be broke, guys, in the 21st century. Okay? It is literally, guys, the best time for us to get in position to win. It is the very best time right now, guys, to win, right? So if you're already dealing with these people, if you're already dealing with these companies, you should be investing in these companies, right? So we didn't learn this. So if we didn't learn this stuff, now we have to take the time to learn this stuff. Okay? So I don't care if you're 30, I don't care if you're 40, I don't care if you're 50, I don't care if you're 80. It's never you're never too old to learn. And you're never too young to teach. A 10-year-old can teach. A 5-year-old can teach. An 80-year-old can learn from a 10-year-old. Right? So at this time, what we need to be doing is educating ourselves. Financial education, guys, is what leads to financial independence, right? It leads to financial wholeness, right? It leads to financial happiness. It leads to financial freedom. But if you don't never invest to learn, time, you got to invest time, you got to invest money, and you have to invest energy, right? They said the average person scrolls on social media 8 hours a day. So instead of doing 8 hours, do 4 hours, and in 4 hours, you're doing a financial education. See, the only thing about social media is that social media can be very confusing because you got one person saying this, then you got that person saying that. Then you got this lady over here on the live saying that. Then you got this guy with a free ebook talking about this, right? So to the average person who's really trying to learn, right, you get confused. And then what happens when you get confused and overwhelmed, you absolutely do nothing, right? You do nothing after that. You're like, well, shit, I don't want to learn it now because it's too confusing, right? But what I do love about the internet is that you got people like me, you got people like my girl Keisha, you got my people like my girl Steph that is actually teaching people the right way to get themselves in position to win. But you got to be able to find those people. You got to be able to invest, right? And want to learn, right? So this is the real bag. You can literally triple your net worth, guys, right now. You can triple your net worth right now, right? And it's not about partying. It's not about traveling. No, guys, it's about setting up generational wealth. If you don't have $10,000 in the bank, you need to learn how to be getting $10,000 in your bank account. If you don't have, guys, at least $10,000 in the bank, that means at least 3 to 5 months of bills in the bank. Your net worth is going to continue to drop as the economy gets worse. And here's the thing, guys, it don't have to be that way, right? You can literally put yourself in a better position, right? See, in COVID, we thought, the world was great. We thought everything was good. Nothing was going to happen to nobody, right? Until last year, gas prices went through the roof, right? Rent was going through the roof. People was losing their houses left and right. People losing jobs. People losing jobs right now, right? Facebook laying off, Microsoft laying off, right? So we have to understand how these things work, okay? Even in the Bible, right, it talks about, right, there was some good years and there were some bad years. In the good years, right, we're supposed to be saving and putting away as much as we can. As much as canned foods or perishable foods we can put away, as much money we can put away. And then in the bad years, now we can be able to tap into the things that we did save. All right, so this should have been taught in school, or this should have been taught in our household. But if mom don't know, dad don't know, how they going to teach us? If the teacher don't know and the pastor don't know, how they going to teach us? Right? So there's some articles on Market Watch. I got some other articles out there that literally I'm putting myself in position so that I can help other people get in position financially, right? I'm helping other people to get in position, right? To get in position to win, right? And guess what, friends? There's no better time than today, March 2023, April 2023, February 2023, to get yourself in position to win. There's no better time, guys, than now to get yourself in position to win. Type a number two, guys, if you got at least 10 grand in the bank. Put a number two. Is this making sense? But I want to know if this is making sense to you guys, right? If this is making sense, let me know if this is making sense. And then put a number two if you have at least $10,000 in the bank. If this is making sense, put a number two. And if you have at least $10,000 in the bank, put a number two. And let me know if this is making sense to you. Because this is the stuff, guys, that we did not learn, okay? And I want you to understand something else. There's people that hoard their money. What does that mean? So when you hoarding your money, that means all the money that you have is all the money you're looking at. So if you got some money in the bank and you scared to spend it, that's all the money you're going to have. If you got some money under your mattress, guess what? That's all the money that you're going to ever have, right? If all your wealth is stored up in your mattress, you're broke. If all your wealth is stored up in the bank, you're broke, right? That's why they say diversify, right? So you have stocks, you have real estate, okay? You have cash, because having cash is a position. Okay, you got stocks, you got real estate, you got Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going up right now. I teach people how to buy $5 a week in Bitcoin for 90 days so you can gain the habit of being an investor. Thank you, Kim. So that you can gain the habit of being an investor, right? So you got stocks, you got real estate, right? You have a business, gold and silver, right? Who has gold and silver? Gold and silver is God's money. Gold and silver is God's money. I started investing in silver when I was in college, when silver was like $9 an ounce. All right? So we got to understand, guys, how this whole thing works. Remember, trouble don't last always. Bad economies don't last always. Bad situations don't last always, right? Tough times don't last always, okay? Okay? The only thing that lasts is you. Tough times don't last, but tough people do, right? So you got to now, guys, put yourself in position to win. You got to put yourself in position, guys, to win. Life comes at us fast, right? And we got to know how to pivot real fast, right? And if we don't know how to pivot real fast, guess what? Life is going to bring us to our knees. Hey, Yolanda, how are you? How's everything? If we don't know how to pivot, life will start to bring us to our knees. So we got to know how to pivot, and we got to know how to keep ourselves in position. Okay? So the time is now, friends. I always go over, I always say 10 minutes and it's 30 minutes already. But the time is now, friends. Okay? The time is now. It's Winning Wednesday. I thought today was Monday, actually, when I woke up. I asked my daughter what day was. She said, oh, it was Wednesday. Right? But I'm also putting myself in position to win. I'm putting my kids in position to win. And I'm putting other people in position to win too. Right? So if you've been following me, I talk about money. If you've been following me, you know I got books on Amazon. If you've been following me, you know I got courses and classes and trainings, right? If you've been following me, you know I do events every month in New York, right? If you've been following me, you know I travel out the country every year, right? But I'm creating my own life, right? I'm creating the life that I want. Right? But in the meantime, right, I'm doing the necessary things also to build my legacy and build wealth. And this is what I want for all of my people, right? If you guys been following me, you already know. We are 453 years behind every other culture. We're going into the 4th month of 2023. 2024 will literally be around the corner. Then we're going to be 450 years behind every other culture. It's like, when do we wake up? When do we make a decision that we have to do better? We all we got. When do we support one another? When do we unify with each other? When do we help one another? Right? When do we help each other get to the next level? When do I get the knowledge so that I can now transfer and pass the knowledge on to my fellow sister? The time is now, friends. Right? There's no better time to get financially educated. Hire you a coach, join a mastermind, join a master class. Tonight we're doing a money mentor class. It's $27 a month. We're doing a money mentor class where I'm helping you position yourself to win. Read some books. My book is coming out this month, right? Get some books so that you can read, so that you can understand, right? Don't be ignorant your whole life, because it's not just you investing the time, energy, and money into you, but you investing it for your children. If you're married and you and your spouse been struggling financially for 10 years, you're also investing for your marriage, right? You're also investing to have a peace of mind in the future. You're also investing to understand the trends and the mistakes and the patterns that's happening. So now when it happens again, you know what to do because you are already in position. But the time is now, friends. If not now, then when? If not now, then when? And if it's not going to be you guys to start building wealth and putting your family in position, then who? Not your mom, not your dad, not your kids, not your grandparent. It has to be you, right? And with it being you, guys, you got to take this wealth building thing seriously. And not just saying, oh, I just want to get some money. Wealth is about network. It's about an abundance of knowledge, money, and guess what? The ultimate wealth building is a peace of mind. Because you can have all the money in the world and be chaotic. Your whole life is freaking chaotic. You got to have a peace of mind. And you got to be able to create the peace of mind, right? Peace of mind, unfortunately, just don't come. People spend their whole life looking for happiness and never getting it. And a peace of mind doesn't come to you, just fall into your lap. You got to work for a peace of mind, right? You got to take action and execute to have a peace of mind. But the time is now, friends. So if you're in the inner circle, tonight we will be in the inner circle live on Zoom. Everybody should have gotten the Zoom link already. And we're going to be talking about setting yourself up for success. We're going to be talking about setting your wealth plan up for 2023, and then different ways that you can actually start now making money. And then I got my money challenge that starts Monday. So the people that's in the money challenge, you're also going to be getting a Zoom link, right? So again, friends, there's no lack of knowledge. There's no lack of information. There's no lack of money. There's only a lack of people going for the knowledge, and it's only a lack of people going for the money. Which one are you? You don't be the one who's hoping and praying and wishing. Don't let you be the one at night can't sleep because you can't pay your bills. Don't let you be the one hoping and praying and wishing for a raise at your job when you can learn how to go make your own six-figure bag. So it's Winning Wednesday. The time is now. I'll be live tomorrow night with one of my tax friends. She's a tax guru. Okay, she's a tax guru. And she's a tax auditor. Like, she definitely gets with people and help them fight the IRS. So you want to be on live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Then Monday, I have my world-renowned, award-winning business partner who she is going to be talking about healing, which we all need. Okay. And then on Wednesday, I think the 22nd, I'm going to be live again with one of my life insurance business partners. Okay. My life insurance business partners. Right. And then Thursday, I'm going to be with my tax professional teacher, like who taught me about taxes. Right. And then on the 24th, which is Friday, I'm going to be live with two of my seven-figure business partners, how they built their seven-figure business online, guys, from the comfort of their home, being a mom, being a wife, and they're going to tell their story. So I want you guys to follow my Instagram, and I want you guys to follow all of those powerful women. See, I'm bringing the heat, right? I'm bringing real people that are really doing things in the world, not just posting on Instagram about it. Right? I'm connected to real people that's really winning in the real life. That's really doing stuff, right? So I'm one of the real ones. I'm one of the people who's really doing stuff and really helping people and really making money. Like, not faking it till I make it. No, don't do that. Don't fake nothing till you make it. Actually go make it, right? So make sure you guys are live, sharing the live out, with at least 10 of your friends. Hopefully you guys can come on, ask questions, whatever questions. I did a live with my attorney. So if you got any attorney questions, you can go on my Instagram and follow her. If you got any more life insurance questions and trust questions and, having wills, you can ask Lindsay. And I'm really focused this month, guys, on empowering women, inspiring women. And if you are in New York, we're having an event the 25th, but the event is already sold out. We maxed out at like 25 women. It's going to be a very small, intimate event, but we have a virtual. Okay, you could be anywhere in the world. You're going to get a Zoom link on the 25th, and it's going to be virtual. We only got virtual tickets left. And the virtual tickets is $40. You're going to get a 3-hour conference. We're going to be talking about relationships. We're going to be talking about marriage. We're going to be talking about sex. We're going to be talking about healing. We're going to be talking about love. And of course, I'm going to be there talking about money. Okay, I'm going to be there talking about money and helping women understand how you having trauma literally blocks you and blocks us from getting to the real money that we truly deserve. So you definitely want to get, to that event. And if you got, sisters that's suffering from trauma, you got your mom, your cousins, your aunts, that may be suffering from trauma, and they need some enlightenment. They need to be at that event virtually, because it's already sold out, in person. But I'll be doing more events, definitely. In April, I have an event coming up. May, I may just do my book signing before I go to Dubai. And then June, probably won't have an event. And then July, if you are in New York and the surrounding areas, I'm going to be doing a Black Excellence Festival. My first one that I did, it was 500 people that came. My goal this year is to have this event be 1,000 people. So if you want to be a vendor and you want to get a table, make sure you guys follow Dope Pop-Up Events on Instagram. Dope Pop-Up Events on Instagram, and definitely follow my page at Coach Tanisha Marie to stay up to date on all of this stuff, guys. Up to date on all the stuff that I'm really doing to help our culture to move forward, guys. Because at the end of the day, we are all we got, guys. So happy Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday, guys. If you're in the circle, I'll see you tonight. Peace. Love.